going to be sporterizing the Mosin Nagant a little bit here and kind of switching out the wood stock. I'm going to replace the original wood stock and magazine with an Archangel stock. It's actually the AA9130. So it's supposed to fit any Mosins, whether you have the M44 or just your regular 9130 like I have here. So what I did was I went ahead and on Classic Firearms they had their grade B stocks on sale. I think it was like $109. So I went ahead and did that since I didn't really care what the stock looked like on the Mosin, since I was going to replace it anyway. Stock actually looks pretty good, and for it being the grade B. But I'm going to go ahead and switch it out just so I can, have a good shooter and everything. So this is just going to be kind of showing how to do that and what it looks like afterwards. So first thing to get started, we're going to have to kind of take this Mosin apart, and just I really just want the barrel and the bolt for the stock. So take a Mosin apart. It's pretty easy. Pull the bolt up like that, and to get it out of here, you're going to pull it back all the way, and then just pull the trigger, and it'll come right out. Alright, after you move the bolt, the next thing is removing these bands that are on here, removing this hand guard. So it's a little difficult, but what I do is remove the cleaning rod, and you just kind of twist that off, and it'll slide right out of there. And then these, you just need to push those in and kind of push those forward. It can, depending on how much cosmoline and a bunch of other stuff, it could be a little difficult. So especially on this back one. So what I do is I'll kind of hold it in, and then just kind of with this flathead screwdriver, just kind of push it up until it comes loose enough you can get it off there by hand. Yes, once those are off, kind of slide those off, and then hand guard will fall out. Alright, next thing, there are two screws. There's one right there, and one right there. You're going to want to unscrew those. Usually start with the bottom one first. This is going to remove your magazine and the barrel from the stock. And our magazine should be able to pull that out. And then remove the barrel. Just kind of pull that on out of there as well. Alright. So I don't need this stock anymore. I'll probably keep it just in case I do want to refinish it. And then so I'll put this aside. And then again, you also don't need the magazine because the stock comes with a 5-round magazine. Alright, so once that Mosin's stripped, you're left with the barrel and the bolt, which is really all you need for this. Because you'll see it actually comes with a 5-round magazine, and it actually detaches. They make, I think, 10 rounds. I haven't been able to see one, but this will work just fine. So really all you need is from the Mosin Nagant is your barrel, trigger. You could get a different trigger to put in here, but I'm going to go ahead and just keep the stock one on here for now. And then your bolt. There's still probably a little cosmoline on here, so I'm going to go ahead and take down the bolt, clean it, and then clean the barrel just to be safe, and then I'll get it thrown in this stock. Alright, got the barrel cleaned and ready to go to install it in the Archangel stock here. When you buy the Archangel stock, it comes with, obviously, the stock, comes with the 5-round magazine, and then it comes with a few accessories. It comes with the Allen wrench that you will need for the aftermarket screws. You can have something for a sling in case you want to put a sling on there. Has a barrel tensioner. It's recommended to try it free floating first before you try this. This got a safety spacer. I'm going to go ahead and put the safety spacer in there because it's recommended. So I'm going to try it free floating first, and that's what the directions recommend. And if for some reason that doesn't work, you notice some problems at the range, that's when you use this barrel tensioner, and then you'll install that. But I already fit this with, I had a hexagon receiver and fit perfect, and I actually pre-fit this and it fit fine, so I shouldn't have any problems. So you're going to take your safety spacer here, and then you're just going to put it, there's a slot right here, you just slide it right in there, just like that. And then pretty much it's really easy. All you have to do is just kind of drop in this barrel like you would with the wood stock. A little more fitting involved, but some people have had to Dremel it out. I haven't had to. It's fit just fine. So you want to be careful with your trigger. Make sure you put that in the slot there, and that get it lined up. And then you'll just have to kind of push down with some force a little bit to get it to fit in there just right. Alright, and then kind of like with the wood stock, the short screw goes in the front and the longer screw will go on the front top. It's recommended that you start back on this bottom one first. You don't want to get it tight, but you do just want to kind of get the threads going and get it in there. And then you want to put the top one in there. Okay. Alright, now before you tighten that one down, go ahead and get this one tight. I think the directions say about 59 foot-pounds of force torque down on the screw. I'm just going to do it hand tight. That should be good enough. Alright, it's nice and tight on there. So yeah, so that's free floating. That's just the barrel just kind of sitting there, just free floating like it would in the normal stock, although you would have those handguard deals there. So if for some reason it comes loose at the range when you're shooting it, try this barrel tensioner. You can install that, see if that helps. But yeah, just get this pretty tight, and it should stay in there snug. I mean, there's really no movement in here. Alright, and then your magazine just fits right in there, just like that. Alright, so once you get that magazine in there, the last step is to install the bolt. You'll just kind of hold your trigger back and slide it back in there, like that. So, pretty easy process as far as changing it out. Not a whole lot to it. You'll notice back here it does have two knobs. This one down here will raise and lower your cheek rest, and then this one back here will kind of extend the length of pull, kind of suit it to your needs. So kind of I'll play around with that at the range, and then we'll actually take it out here and kind of see how it performs, and then do a wrap up. Alright, so as you saw, took this thing out to the range and kind of put it through its paces and everything. For the most part, everything went smooth and great. It had a couple of hiccups from the magazine, but I'll kind of get into that here in a minute. But everything else, the stock feels way better than that wooden Mosin Nagant stock. So, feels way better, especially without that metal butt pad on the regular Mosins. It definitely helps. So on this one, you'll see it does have the adjustable cheek rest, and then length of pull back here. Definitely helps. So felt great. I mean, especially sitting down, felt great. The only thing that we had an issue with was with the magazine, and I've done a little bit of research, and they kind of found their fix to it. So I might send this back into them and see if they'll replace it. Because what happens is it's either the weak spring or just a bad follower, but that first round doesn't like to feed into the chamber. And this was kind of happening as I was at the range too. As you'll see, the first round kind of just gets stuck in there and doesn't seat all the way up, so you got to kind of push it down and work it up into the chamber. And then after you get past that first round, it generally runs fine. It's just that first round doesn't seem to get seated up in the chamber just right. I mean, I'm just messing around with it. It does feel like, you know, it's a pretty weak spring and everything. So it is a magazine issue. Everything with the stock is fine. Works great. It was you know, pretty dead on accurate for. I wasn't paying a whole lot of attention to my aim, but did have a nice grouping as I showed there. So the free floating barrel worked great. Nothing's loose, nothing came loose, so I'm going to keep it like that. I don't need that barrel tensioner. Everything worked great. So the only problems we had was with this magazine, and Archangel did admit to that, so that's what that is. Other than that, I mean, even having to kind of adjust that first round, the rest of them feed just right, so it's not a huge issue, pressing issue or anything like that. It's just kind of an annoyance more than anything, but after you get past that first round, it tends to feed just fine. I think I only had like one that got stuck in there with the bolt, but other than that, I mean, that one's not one to inject now, but so it's definitely the magazine and not the stock. But like I said, might send that back or try and get a new one. But as far as the stock itself goes, it was great. Felt comfortable. Definitely way better than just that wood stock with the metal butt plate. A lot more comfortable as far as that goes. So overall, great stock, especially for the money. It's kind of funny because the stock costs more than the whole rifle itself did, but well worth it. So I'll kind of do some more testing on it, take it to the range, and then see if I can kind of switch that out with Archangel and see what they'll do with that, and see if that fixes the problem and kind of do an update. But if you guys have any questions or anything, just feel free to let me know in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks.